Hi there, family, Citygate family. I must just say that within the last couple of days, the word family has taken on an entirely different meaning to me. As many of you might know, I contracted COVID about 3 weeks ago, and I must just say that everybody's experience is different. I don't want to say nobody's got COVID if it's not the same, but anyway, I just want to tell you about how things worked for me. So it started off okay with a bit of headache, thought it was okay, but then the body pain started. My entire body was burning with body aches. In the mornings I could barely get out of bed, I could hardly walk, the pain was so intense. The one night I remember I was shaking in bed, I couldn't get warm, then I'd wake up with drenched in perspiration. As it turned out, I'd also developed pneumonia, but this was all diagnosed last week Monday when the chaos erupted. And my daughter works for Interbenny Hospital, so she managed to get medication for me, which was a miracle in itself, because immediately after she got my medication, the pharmacy closed its doors to the public, but I managed to get my antibiotics just at the nick of time, which I think is also God's intervention. And so blood tests were done almost every second day, and it then discovered that my blood clotting factor was increasing every day. It was becoming dangerously high. I could develop a blood clot in my lungs, which would have then had more devastating effects. My family were besides themselves. My daughter, I remember standing in that big tent outside Interbenny Hospital, that big white tent. She was standing outside and she was crying. She begged me to be hospitalized because I'm at home by myself, and they didn't know if I was okay. I had my staff and my family phoning me in the mornings just to make sure I had survived the night. But God is good. But now that my blood clotting factor had increased so much, I needed more medication. And as you all know, you couldn't get anything. Poor Alta, bless her heart, she drove around in the midst of the chaos. She tried 10 different pharmacies. Everybody was closed. You couldn't get anything. I just prayed and prayed. I had people phoning me, sending me WhatsApp messages. I got these beautiful flowers from the church. I had meals being delivered, but I had no medication. So I prayed, and my daughter managed to persuade the pharmacy to give me medication for 2 days, which helped, but then I just carried on praying. And then finally my colleague managed to find medication. Spark Sport, the queue was about 700 people deep, and even if she'd got to the front of the queue, doesn't mean she would have got my medication. But she managed to get some from her GP, who's a dispensing doctor. He had the last 9 on his shelf. I needed 10. I had 2, and here were 9 more. Isn't that amazing? Just incredible how God works through the circumstances. So what have I learned through all of this? I think the first thing I really learned was that you can trust God, that He can make a way regardless of the chaos, regardless of what is out there. He can make a way. Nothing is impossible for Him. He knows your circumstances, whether it is finances, whether it's a job, whether it's just you needing help. God knows that. The second thing I learned is that I think I'm a very independent person, and for me to actually make myself vulnerable and say I need help, in a way it was such a release of me being independent and a blessing at the same time, because people overwhelmed me. They were so amazing. As I told you before, food arrived, the flowers, WhatsApp, people I had never, that I'd lost contact with, they all phoned or sent messages. It was amazing, just that comfort, that support. It was incredible. And so that is one of the things I would like to encourage everybody. If you are not part of this wonderful family, if you are not part of the WhatsApp group the church has established, if you're not part of a home group, please just bury your pride. Do not isolate yourself. Become part of the family, and don't deny others the blessing of wanting to do something for you. The third thing I learned is I'm a busybody. I cannot sit still. I'm always doing things. But I didn't have the energy to even just read a book or even watch TV. All I did is I sat in the sun in my garden day after day. And that, God was amazing. It was wonderful just to be, not to have to run around doing anything. Yeah, so I just want to encourage you with these 3 things. Trust God. He can make a way. Become part of the family and allow God to create circumstances to take you on a journey that He knows you need. And I just want to say thank you again to everybody who prayed and sent me WhatsApp group messages, and you have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.